second P, the P, in our formula to get rich doing what you love. And that P stands for what? It stands for purpose. What's the word? Purpose. So, how many of you agree that there is a type of, let's call it a type of order to the universe? Of course, there's some people that they don't believe that we even have a purpose. But let me ask you this. When it comes to nature, scientists can tell you about the purpose of just about any living organism. Look, do trees have a purpose? Well, I sure hope so. Because if there were no trees, there'd be no oxygen for us to breathe. So yeah, I think trees have a purpose, yeah. Do bees have a purpose? Well, if there were no bees, there'd be no cross-pollination. That means no flowers and no place for millions of other creatures to live. And so on and on and on and on. And so everything, my friends, everything in nature and almost everything invented by man too has a purpose. And yet we, the highest form of nature supposedly, well, we have no purpose, right? I'm sorry. That just makes no sense to me. I believe not only do we have a purpose, but that living based in your purpose is the only, I repeat, the only way you can ever be truly happy or truly successful. So let's talk about purpose. As far as I can tell, there are two, how many? Two types of purpose. The first purpose is the purpose of life, why all humans are here. And to me, there are three. How many? Three of those. Number one, well, according to Buckminster Fuller, his take was, our purpose is to add value to people and the planet for this generation and those that follow. Number two is to learn and grow. And number three purpose for all of us is to enjoy the journey of our human experience. All right, let's go to the second type of purpose. And this is our personal purpose, or the reason for you. For who? For you in particular to be alive at this time. This is also known as your mission, and they're kind of interchangeable. This includes all of the purposes of life elements that we just discussed, but it focuses mostly on adding value to others and or the planet. Please note everybody, that the primary focus here is others and not yourself. For instance, have you ever contributed your time or your money to a worthy cause that you believe in? Question, I'm sure you have. How does it feel? Well, for most of us, we feel a sense of meaning and importance and compassion and maybe even a sense of love. This generally is what happens when you take yourself out of the equation and you focus on others. Now, I don't mean to be harsh here. Don't get upset with me. But this is where a lot of people, they've got a major challenge with that. You know why? Because everything is about them. It's always about them. I mean, how many people do you know who go through their day asking themselves, how many lives can I change today? Or, who can I help today? You know, from my experience, not many people think that way. And that's fine. But it invariably means that they are living based in their ego or lower self rather than their highest, most conscious, most enlightened self. My friends, your higher self, well, that's where the magic happens. And that's where you want to do your best to live from if you want to have a truly happy life. Meanwhile, let me give you a huge, and let me repeat that, a huge, I like doing that, a huge secret of life. And when I do this, again, I'm coming from my own experience, and this is what worked for me, but has now worked for tens, if not hundreds of thousands of other people. And this is all about why having a purpose is important. Are you ready to go? Here it is. Do you want to feel good? Let me ask you again. Do you want to feel good? Well, I hope you said yes. Well, the fastest way to feel good is, drum roll please. The fastest way to feel good is to give. Let me repeat that. To give. To help someone else. To take the focus off of you and to put it onto others. You know what? I know it's counterintuitive. I know it sounds a little bit woo-woo. But in my experience, this is just an absolute fact. Just try it. Try it yourself and tell me what happens. Next time that you're feeling a little out of sorts, maybe a little down, instead of thinking of you, go out and help someone. Go give something to someone. It can be tiny, like sending someone a thank you email, or an I appreciate you text, or an I love you note, or even a live phone call. Yes, I said the word live. Now, for those of you who are a little unfamiliar with this part of your cell phone, you actually don't type into it. You actually talk into it, and there's someone else, believe it or not, on the other end listening to you in real time. And you know what? They can actually hear the sound, the tone, and most importantly, the sincerity of your voice. And I know it doesn't compare to the power of an emoji, but trust me, you can actually make someone's day or even someone's life. Anyways, you get the drift. So let me say this one more time, and I hope you take this advice in. If you want to feel good yourself, give to someone else. Got it? Okay, that's a big secret of life. All right, let's continue. All right. Okay. Do you want to know another secret of life? In fact, how about two of them? Here goes. Number one, you can actually choose your own beliefs. And number two, your beliefs are not true or false, or right or wrong, but they can be, and they are supportive or unsupportive to both your happiness and your success. So what does this mean? It means that you better choose your beliefs wisely, yes? And choose ones that empower you versus disempower you. And you're better off choosing beliefs that support your happiness and success instead of ones that keep you miserable and broke. I hope you agree, yes? In short, some beliefs are helpful and some are not so helpful, right? They're just not. So what does this have to do with purpose? Well, let me give you a very, 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 very helpful belief. Here it is. We have a purpose in life, and you have a purpose in life. And why might you want to believe that? Simple. Because it will allow you to be both happier and more successful. Is that a good enough reason? I hope you said yes. So let's go over some of the reasons as to why having a purpose or a mission in life is important. Number one, meaning. Meaning. Have you heard people say that they are looking for more meaning in their life? Well, newsflash, to have more meaning in life, your life has to mean something. There needs to be a why, and your why is your purpose or your mission. Number two, fulfillment. How many of you have heard people say they are looking for fulfillment in their life? Maybe you've said that too. Well, the feeling of fulfillment comes from fulfilling something. And the highest form of fulfillment comes from fulfilling your mission, for fulfilling your duty in life, fulfilling your dharma, doing what you came here to do. And if you do that, you will feel a sense of fulfillment. And if you don't, you won't. It's as simple as that. All right. Number three, satisfaction. In my experience, there is no greater satisfaction than that of giving and serving others with a pure heart. And that comes naturally when you live your purpose. Number four, deservedness. Way too many people subconsciously don't feel that they truly deserve to be happy or rich or in a loving relationship, and consequently, they don't actually have those things in their life. They don't feel good about receiving. So, how do you feel good about receiving? Well, by feeling good about giving. Let me give you an example. Let's say you go to a potluck dinner, where everyone is supposed to bring something, right? So how would you feel if you went to a potluck dinner and, well, you didn't bring anything? Well, if you're like many people, most people, you might feel a tiny little teensy or a lot guilty. Yes or yes. And then you might not even want to eat or drink other people's offerings because you feel like you actually don't deserve it because you didn't bring anything yourself. Is that possible? I would think so for a lot of people. To the contrary, let's say you not only bring some fantastic food for everybody else to enjoy, but let's say the other guests are telling you how wonderful your dish is and thanking you again and again. It's so good. I'm so happy you brought that. I love your dish. Now, how do you feel? Guilty? Undeserving? Not a chance. You feel awesome and you feel great about tasting every other dish on the table. Yes or yes. Why? Because when we give, we feel good about receiving. And in the same way, when we live our purpose and in doing so help other people, we feel like we totally deserve to be helped and to receive ourselves. And you know what happens? We do. We do receive. My friends, life is a lot like a potluck dinner. Everybody's supposed to bring something. So here's a very important question that could actually change your life. What are you, I repeat, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? Let that sink in a bit. Okay. Let's talk about the fifth, 1, 2, 3, or 5, the fifth reason that having a purpose is so important. And that reason is motivation. Your purpose provides you the emotional juice that you need to take action and to maintain that action. Come on, let's face it. We all encounter obstacles on our journey through life. And sometimes those obstacles can slow us down, or you know what? They even might make us want to quit, true or true. Especially in those times, unless you have a real good reason, what's the word? Reason or purpose for doing what you're doing, there's a good chance that you won't. It is your purpose that gives you your power. You know, in Sun Tzu's classic, The Art of War, the very first step for the leader is to make certain the troops understand exactly why, I repeat, why they are going into battle and risking their lives. And what he was saying was that if we haven't bought into the reason, we won't buy into the battle. And interestingly enough, the warrior's purpose was always transpersonal. And that means fighting for something, a cause larger than him or herself. This means that your purpose is bigger than you. And that makes you an important and vital part of this world. My friends, please hear this. Please take this in. You, I'm talking to you. You are absolutely necessary to be here, or you wouldn't be here. I'm going to say that again. You can point to yourself, me, you are absolutely necessary to be here, or you wouldn't be here. How do I know that? Because one of the immutable laws of the universe is that which does not contribute is eliminated. Let me say it again. So you get it in your bones, in your heart, in every cell of your body. I'll say it again. Listen closely. That which does not contribute is eliminated. As one of my favorite authors, Deepak Chopra, puts it, he says this, I love it. He goes, everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or special talent to give to others. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, we experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all goals. Oh, memorize that for a while. Good or good? I hope you said that's great. Now, let's talk about one more thing when it comes to purpose, and that is your purpose, or what I call your mission statement. So, it's one thing to have a purpose, living in your heart and your soul, but it's a whole other world to be able to articulate. What's the word? Articulate it. And why would you need to articulate it? So you are clear. Remember, Clarity leads to power, and power is the ability to do or act. So we all know that any strong organization is going to have a mission statement, right? Why? Well, because without it, that organization would flounder around. Without it, that organization wouldn't have any idea of what it's all about. Without it, that organization would not have a why, as in why they actually exist in the world. Guess what? Same with you. And that's why it is imperative, I repeat, imperative, that you have a personal purpose or mission statement yourself. A statement that is clear, concise, and explains what you are here to do in the world. May I have permission to give you an example of my own mission statement? I hope you said yes, and if you said yes, I thank you. My purpose is to educate and inspire people to live in their higher self based in courage, purpose, and joy versus fear, need, and obligation. That's my mission statement. This mission statement, just so you know, is on my wall in every one of my homes, and as many of you know, I have a few of them. And I look at this mission statement every single day to make sure that both my decisions and my actions are aligned with it. Simply put, this one statement is the basis for my life. And your mission statement will be the basis for your life, good or great. Okay, so we're coming to the end of our section on purpose. And so now you know what a purpose is and why it's so important and why it's imperative that you are able to articulate it, yes? And so now the only thing left is for you to discover and articulate yours. And if you'd like some further guidance as to how to do that, we do have a fuller program where we actually do it with you step by step if you so choose. All right, let's go on. And by the way, how are you doing? I really hope you're enjoying this class so far, and more importantly, I hope you're getting a lot out of it. All right, so we've discussed passion and we've discussed purpose, but that's only half of the story. You know, a lot of people have found their passion and they live their purpose, but you know what? They're broke, which brings us to the last part of our Get Rich